All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning. It is 8 a.m. Central Time, and we are here in God's country, Nebraska, and we are going to talk about revolvers. Welcome, everybody, to the Caliber Corner Podcast, Weekend Edition, episode number 233, Season 4, quickly approaching Season 5. And today we're going to talk about larger caliber revolvers, our experiences with them, the good, the bad, and the ugly, models that we prefer, models to stay away from. I've got my list of all the revolvers I've tested on the channel. Maybe talk about some of those today. I've only got one panelist. Hopefully I'll have a few more people joining in. I got a feeling there's probably a lot of sleepy people this morning, and that's understandable. But anyway, we're going to get started here in just a minute. I got a few announcements to make about some stuff coming up that I make every week. Also, just to let you guys know about me, I'm Travis P11. So if this is the first time you're watching the podcast, welcome. On the weekend podcast, we talk about anything, guns, prepping, whatever, bug out bags, get home vehicles, whatever you want to talk about, anything, long distance shooting, reloading. We've probably covered it in a topic here or there. But anyway, oh no, it looks like my panelist is gone. Okay, hopefully he'll be back here in just a minute. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get started here talking, and we'll take a look at some of the major manufacturers and share some of our experiences with some of the revolvers out there that we've shot before. So real quick, before we get into it, we'll give him a moment to reconnect, and then we'll let Tony introduce himself. Out here in the audience on the YouTube side, we got G23, Tacos and French Fries. Kevin Jung is out there. We got X Adam 1 in the house. We got William Trader. I'm going to go through all of your comments and see what you guys recommend, your favorite calibers, your favorite revolvers, and so on. Two Live Moo is out there. Tommy Gunn is watching way from up in Canada. He's got his coffee. He's ready to go. We got Mountain View out there. We got M. Gabriel. He says he's got to get some sleep, but he wished us a good show. No problem, man. Sounds good. So, we're talking about large caliber revolvers today, and I'm letting the panelists decide like their own interpretation of what a large caliber revolver could be. For some people, it starts at 500 and goes up from there. For other people, it could be 357 Magnum. It's pretty much user defined. So we're really going to kind of stay away from like say 38 Special and below. And we do have general revolver chats from time to time. So anyway, let's let our wonderful panelist introduce himself today. Tony, how's it going this morning? How you doing?
It's a lovely freaking day in Illinois here. I'm doing well.
Yes.
And just to answer the question, anything 41 and above.
Anything 41 and above? Okay, good. I know you're a huge fan of 44 Magnum. You shot a little bit of that, I think, in your time.
A couple, yeah.
A couple rounds, yeah. Hey, that's all right, man. Good. We got a lot of comments floating in. So real quick, just an announcement here. We do have Thunder on the Prairie 2022 coming up this summer. That's a YouTube, it's a range day that we're going to have at Nebraska Shooters, south of Lincoln, Nebraska. The idea is we've invited a bunch of people that have YouTube channels. Actually, I've sent invites out to basically everybody on Caliber Corner. The idea is we get people together, do some filming, do some shooting. We're going to kind of share some firearms and do some testing and play around a little bit. Kind of have our own range day, like a small YouTube channel range day. Bigger channels want to show up. That's great. We've invited some larger channels. We'll see if they make an appearance or not. It's going to be a good time because a lot of us, we talk to each other in these podcasts. We email each other. We, leave feedback on our videos and stuff. We never really hang out much together. And with me, myself, and Defense Dad, who's also co-organizing this event, being together in the same state, it's easy, or in the central part of the U.S., a lot of people can come to us. And so that's kind of the plan. So on June 4th from 9 to 5, it's $25 for the whole day if you're interested in attending. It's going to be just a great range day. We've got some cool giveaways that are going to be going on. People that sign up early are going to get a custom holster from VersaCarry. Bear Creek Arsenal donated 2 uppers that we're going to be raffling off. Just name an hat, pull the name out, you're going to win it. We've got, I believe, 2 to 3 optics from Monstrum Tactical we're going to be giving away. Blackout Coffee Company gave me a verbal assurance that they were going to be the official coffee sponsor for the event. Blackout, not Black Rifle, okay, Blackout. And I've been testing their coffee for years. Really good stuff. And we'll see how that goes. So it should be a good time. We've got 13 or 14 channels signed up right now. And there is some lodging still available on site for up to 2 days. Very, very low cost, just to kind of give you a heads up on that. It's not very expensive. It's got all the amenities you're going to need to get by. And I think you guys are going to like it. So there's going to be a lot of footage from that event that's going to happen. I'm going to be primarily filming and not really shooting so much. There's a couple things I want to shoot. No pressure there, Squib, but I want you to show me how to run my black powder revolver. So we're going to take that out and shoot that for the first time. I'm pretty excited. And otherwise, let's go ahead and introduce our panelist here. Tony, how's it going this morning, man? You've been with us, I think, since episode 1. We're going on almost 5 years now. How's your morning going, man? How you doing?
It's a lovely day here finally. First spring-like day we've had was yesterday. It's been winter up till then.
So you guys had some rain come through just a couple days ago, didn't you?
We've had rain come through here since like January.
Yeah,
Rain,
January.
snow.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like you and Squib. Whatever we get, you guys tend to get it 2 to 3 days later. So I can pretty much give you a heads up on the weather. So, you staying busy these days or what?
Well, I'm holding this chair down.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now you're part of a morning show, correct? You still do your. Is it what are you guys calling it? The New World Podcast? Is that the name of it? It used to be called the Early Watch.
It was the early watch, and it's still about half the time we say it the early watch. But the title, the YouTube name is the New Watch Podcast.
The New Watch Podcast. Okay.
That's just because we tend to get closed down by YouTube a lot.
Oh. So Tony here is part of a podcast with Jimmy, and they just talk about whatever. Tony and Jimmy, and then also G-Webs were the first two podcasts I ever started listening to. And when I had bought my house 5 years ago, well, 7 years ago, I was doing some work in it. I would put their podcasts on and listen all morning while I was getting my work done. I think it's over the wintertime actually. And those guys helped me keep my sanity. And I thought, I'm going to try doing this. And it's because of guys like Tony that I'm doing podcasts today. So look who's here. Look who decided to grace us with their presence. Good morning, guys. Good morning. So props to Tony. He's one of the OGs of the gun podcasting world, and so I do have a lot of respect for the man. And he's also a Revolver fan, and he's got some pretty sweet models. So anyway, Tony's going to be joining us today. Also joining us, we've got Single Shot. Single Shot, how's it going, man? How you doing?
Oh, feeling better.
Oh, you're sounding a little bit better. So, you excited for today's topic? Are you a large caliber revolver guy? Is that your thing?
Oh, you know I am.
Good. I've got some experience. I've got about 8 that I've tested on the channel, varying from 357 mag to 44 mag to 454 Casull. I've had some fun. Testing some of these revolvers on the channel. So I got to pick something up here. I'm still looking for a revolver. I've got some ideas, and maybe you guys can steer me in the right direction. So what do you got going on? You still have a YouTube channel, but you're trying to get more of a push over to Rumble. Is that correct, Tony? Or I'm sorry, Single Shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's not gonna rock the boat with YouTube, I'll put it on YouTube. But most of my stuff, especially lately, I want to put it over on Rumble so that people can enjoy it and not have to worry about the hassles. Screw tube, as I call it.
Screw tube.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's their sandbox, it's their rules. We just make with it the best we possibly can. I understand that. If I don't want to play, I'm not going to hang out. So I get you, man.
Yeah.
I know. But yeah, at least we have other options. We've also got GunTube.org.
Right.
You guys can go over there and post your Pro 2A content. They're not going to limit you as long as you're not breaking the law. You basically can do and say what you want over on GunTube. So get over there and support GunTube.org. It's a wonderful platform for hosting your videos. I post on UGEtube, Gunstreamer, GunTube. There's a lot of options. Rumble, right? I'm not on Rumble yet. I haven't moved my stuff over there. I'm kind of waiting to see how the platform goes. And I think it's pretty much going to stay as is. And a lot of it has to do with their backers and their supporters,
Right.
So,
right.
Cool, man. All right. Well, we got Single Shot joining in. Okay. Also joining us from Nebraska, we got Defense Dad. Defense Dad, how's it going, man?
Not too bad. Sorry, I'm a little late. I was getting ready for work for later.
Oh, no problem, man. I'm going to boost your microphone. You guys are all fairly quiet, so I'm going to...
You know what? I don't think I have the right microphone selected.
Oh, no problem, man. That's fine. Real quick, I do want to mention that I had mentioned earlier, if you guys want to be part of Thunder on the Prairie 2022, again, like I said, it's $25 for the day to shoot with us, 9 to 5. After that, we're going to go grab a bite to eat and then go check out a couple gun stores. You need to email me at thecalibercorner@gmail.com, and I will give you the password that you need to register. And I have not said no to anybody that's emailed me so far, but understand if you don't have a gun channel that there's going to be a lot of filming, a lot of shooting going on. That might not be your kind of thing. Everybody's going to be around, happy to chat with you, shoot some guns, but there might be parts of the range that are going to be used for filming at certain times of the day. Just to kind of give you a heads up. So if you want to go to get the full range experience, there might be, I hate to say a bit of a line, but it should be a good time. We're just trying to get everybody together. We're not trying to be gun snobs. It's just we want to welcome people into the community and go from there. So, Defense Dad, if somebody heads over to your channel, what would they find? What could they find over there?
Is the audio better now?
Much better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll just gonna find same old stuff as normal. I kind of for the channels for geared towards newer shooters, learning to save some money and hopefully learn from the mistakes that I've made. And every once in a while I'll do something kind of silly, but pretty much just a gun and gear channel, knives, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, man. That's cool. You guys get over there, subscribe to the Defense Dad channel. And I was going to tell you, I got the backpack in the mail. I just haven't done the unboxing yet.
Oh, cool. You know
So
what?
I'm
I've
pretty
had mine
excited.
for
So-
a year and I haven't done a video on it yet.
Maybe we could do like a tag team one on the backpack and kind of talk about our pros and cons of it and stuff like that. Because for those of you that don't know, I've been doing a Get Home Bag series. I've got, I think, only 2 episodes in the series right now. Talked about the battle belt that I'm going to be using, and then also my primary firearm, the AR pistol that I'll be taking with me. The idea is to have a backpack you could use to get home, fight your way home, or to just simply survive to get home, depending on the environment, whether you're just a couple miles from home or you're 20 miles from home. Different from a bug out bag because you're not really planning for the long term. You're hoping to be home within a couple days, worst case scenario. So some of the basics a person would need to survive in that kind of a situation. I take it with me because you don't know. You never know what's going to happen. And out here in Nebraska, sometimes you go long distances and you don't know what you're going to come upon. I'm just going to say that right now. There's lots of open area. There's always lots of interstate travel and stuff. And it's just, things can get crazy quick, right? So that's all it is. That's all it is. It's just the idea about having something to help you get home when you need to. So, all right. So real quick. Oh, hey, I just want to mention this also. RNLdisplays.com. So they have provided, a few displays for the channel for me to test out. They are the finer way to display your firearms. And just to answer the question, yes, RNLdisplays.com does take Glock mags. So this is for your PCC, your pistol caliber carbines. Head over to RNLdisplays.com, and I think they're either working on or are almost finishing up an AK-47 stand also. So if you've got an AK compatible rifle, they'll be making a stand for you also with a variety of finishes. American veteran-owned company, definitely some good stuff. If you go over there and use discount code TravisP11 when you check out, I get no affiliate kickback for it. I get nothing from it. I get loaners or testers for the channel. But if you use discount code TravisP11, you will get 11% off. Plus, because I love you guys so much, an additional 4% off, for a total of 15% off when you go to checkout. So yeah, that's going to be something you can get over at RNLdisplays.com. So make sure you guys check it out. Just want to get into some of the comments real quick and see what people are saying about the different calibers that they own and some of the revolvers that they have. There's such a wide variety out there. Again, the idea is maybe talking about something larger than 38 Special, and I'll go around the panel and let you guys share with me experiences you've had with revolvers, favorite revolvers, maybe some revolvers to avoid. We'll give you guys all an opportunity to speak real quick. Let's see what we have here. So what do we have for comments coming in here? We have a lot of comments out there. For wheel guns, Kevin Jung says, I like the caliber combo with a solid lever action. The most reasonable cartridge is the 357. So yeah, having like a 357 lever gun and then a 357 revolver, or 44 mag lever gun, 44 mag revolver. Good way to share ammo between 2 firearms, offers 2 different platforms of adaptability. And I think that's definitely a pretty good thing. Kevin says the GP101 and 357. Do you mean the GP100? There's the SP101. Is there a GP101? I could be wrong. I'm just kind of curious. But I fired the GP100 Ruger in 357 mag. Absolutely one of my favorite handguns of all time, or revolvers of all time. Handguns, yeah. Sam of Anarchy says, I'm a fan of 44 mag and 357 Magnum. 357 Magnum, it just provides you that accuracy and power, but if you want just not overwhelming, but if you want a capable amount of, powerful cartridge to carry with you, 44 mag is really, really hard to beat. Just not so much fun out of a snub nose. I'll just say that right now. But again, X Adam 1 says, I have a Henry Big Boy and a Smith and they're supposed to be Smith & Wesson 686, 6 Deluxe, and 357. In my M360, it's not so much fun. Tacos and French Fries says 44s seem so expensive to me right now. Was checking them out online. You really need, if you shoot 44 mag a lot, consider, it's dumb to say it now because it's so expensive, but get into reloading it, because you can probably load it for less than half the cost of buying it new, because it's like, what, $2 around minimum to buy a box of 44 mag these days. Probably $40 a box for just regular round nose ammo. Yeah, go ahead, Tony.
Is he talking about the ammo or the cost of the guns?
Ammo. I'm thinking ammo. 44 seems so expensive because the guns haven't really changed price. Like, you can get a 44 mag for $550. It's not like but the ammo itself can be kind of steep if you want to shoot it a lot. So do consider maybe getting into reloading 44 mag if you're going to do it for the rest of your life, or now might be the time just to start buying stuff to get into it. You can make it work. So. Tony, what is it? Let's just start with you, Tony. So G23 said 500 should win since 600 is a choice. Yeah, we've got a poll going on right now, so you guys can vote for your favorite large Magnum caliber. I don't have everything up there. You only get 4 options, so I'm trying to take 4 that most of my viewers might have some experience with. So if I didn't put your 600 Nitro Express Super Carry Wyoming whatever wad cutter up there, I do apologize because there's so many varieties of revolver ammo. Okay. All right, so Tony, help me out here. What are some of your favorite revolvers, favorite calibers, and why? What do you enjoy shooting the most?
God, that's a little tough.
You got to choose your favorite child, Tony. You got to choose your favorite child.
The favorite revolver that I have is Smith & Wesson 629.
Okay. Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
There's, first off, I need to explain why I got into 44 Magnum.
Okay.
And the reason is because in Illinois, they only recently allowed us, which is about 5 or 6 years ago by now, to hunt with a centerfire cartridge, and that had to be a handgun cartridge within certain parameters that happened to fit 44 Magnum. No semi-autos, only revolvers or single shots.
Okay.
So I bought a Ruger Super Blackhawk Hunter, which I love the gun, but it's really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought the 629 at about the same time.
Okay.
I really wanted that Dirty Harry gun, over a regular
629 is a beautiful revolver, man. Yeah.
And they had one of each there, and I thought, well, I wanted to hunt too, so
Okay.
the stainless steel gun makes a better choice, so
Yeah.
that's why I bought it. And it had been slicked by Smith, had trigger job done on it. This gun is
Mhm.
awesome. But, it wasn't right because it was only 6-inch barrel. Dirty Harry gun glued and a 6.5-inch barrel. So, a year later, I ended up buying a 29 to sit on the shelf with it. But the 629 is my favorite.
Yeah.
The thing with the 44 and touching on the cost of the ammo, reloading lets you do a lot of stuff with 44 Magnum. It lets you tone it down if you want to carry the gun, like for concealed carry or personal protection carry, where you're not going to shoot through the guy, behind the guy, standing behind the guy that's trying to kill you.
What would you say on average, Tony? You spend. Let's just say you're buying bullets. Okay, we're just going to say you're not casting, but if you're buying bullets, you're reusing brass, primer, powder. What's your cost per round? Can you give me a ballpark figure? Can you do it for $1 a round at all?
Yes, easily. I can't give you
Okay.
an honest figure because all the stuff I got here,
Yeah, that's just
I bought.
Yeah.
Back when Trump was in office.
Yeah, me too. That stuff was cheap.
So, probably loading these here for 24, 25 cents a round if I'm
Okay.
using just cast bullets because I can cast my own.
Yeah.
I just bought, well, it's not just anymore, it's been years, but I bought like 10,000 bullets. The extreme copper-plated bullets.
Mhm.
But my primers were 3 cents a piece.
Yes. Yeah, now you're probably looking at more like this is cost equipment aside, you're probably looking more like $1 a round. So, we're just throwing that out there because you might be interested in buying a revolver. You might go buy a revolver after today's episode and then not realize just how much of an investment the ammo is. You want to do that research before you get it, especially if you're not willing to. And if you want to shoot it a lot and really enjoy it, or if you just want to get it and put a couple boxes through it, just, we always like to talk about ammo costs just because it does go along with the gun. For some people it matters and for some people it doesn't. So
contrary to what you hear a lot from YouTube guys, these prices are not going to stay here. The primers are not going to stay at $100 a brick. As soon as we get somebody who ain't Biden in office, the market will settle some unless
Things are pulling back. I mean, we're seeing prices drop. We're seeing ammo. We're seeing 9mm going back to like maybe 30-40% cheaper than it was a year ago or 2 years ago. I remember it was pushing. We were talking about crazy ammo prices on some of the Caliber Corner episodes. It was like $600 for a case of 9mm. It was getting that bad online. You know, the 400 was the cheapest you could find anywhere. Now 315, 320. You know, so it's gonna go back. I don't know if we'll necessarily get those 2016 prices, right? You know, one can only wish, but you know, hopefully things will get better with time, and gun prices too. I think you're going to see gun prices start to fall a little bit. We're starting to see rebates showing up again, something we hadn't seen for probably a couple of years on a lot of your firearms.
Well,
you know, yeah.
A tip for all the listeners, whoever are listening now and listen to this later, when they do fall back, remember to buy all you can get then.
Mhm.
Even
That's
if
what I
it
did.
seems to be a shitload more than you need.
You know, yeah, like my ammo stocks have lasted me nearly 6 years because I was buying case after case. I'd buy a case of 9mm one month, I'd buy a case of 5.56 the next month, a case of 7.62 by 39, because it was like $200 with free shipping. And at the time when I bought it, Nebraska didn't have sales tax on their internet orders. Dude, I was high on the hog, man. I'm like, yeah, I'll get another case this month. What do you need free shipping? Absolutely, PSA, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you know, that's yeah.
I harped on the early watch back then to buy it.
Oh yeah.
Now is the time to buy it.
I remember when we could get an AR for basically $300, you know, $100 lower, $200 upper. And so, but anyway, all right. So on the idea of revolvers, Tony, so 44 mag, that's primarily the reason why you said due to like a hunting reason. That was one of the reasons why you decided to pursue that route. See that
Honestly,
an effective round? Yeah.
My favorite gun to shoot in revolvers is 22.
Okay. Yeah. I know you're
You can
huge
play with that
22.
thing all day long. Hand it to a kid. The 44 Magnum, if I'm shooting Magnum loads in it, I can shoot maybe a box of ammo before my wrist give out.
Okay.
You know, because it recoils enough to. I'm old enough that the recoil's a problem.
From 22 or 44 mag? What are we
44
talking
mag, no.
Oh, good. I was like, well, I mean, I
can
could understand doing a brick of 525 22. You might get a little tired from cocking the hammer every time, unless you get that diamond back that's got the double action. But yeah. Gotcha. Okay. We're going to go and move on down to Squibload because Squib just joined us a little bit ago. Squibload, we're just going to put you right in the mix, man. Favorite revolver caliber, favorite revolver? Do you have any preferences? What works for you, man? Let him find the mute button here real quick. Okay, he might be grabbing his coffee. We'll check with Squib here in just a minute. Defense Dad, we're going to move over to you. You made a comment earlier saying that people are going to cringe when they see your choice of caliber. What do you think? Okay, not hearing from him. Let's see. Single shot, are you with me?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay, all right. I don't know. It must be guys might be away from the keyboard or something, but we'll get back to him in a little bit. No big deal.
And I get called on.
No, dude. Don't worry about it, man. That's what I figured. So I should have gave you a heads up we were coming your way. So all right, single shot. We'll come back to you in a minute. Squibload,
Yep.
favorite revolver, favorite caliber. What do you like to shoot, man? What's larger caliber revolver? What's your preference?
I should have given you a heads up. I was going to oversleep.
Don't worry about it.
Favorite revolver. Well, if I go into favorite revolver, I'll go black powder.
Okay.
But I can still go big bore. The
Absolutely.
Walker.
Yes. Nice. Good choices, man. Good choices. Centerfire cartridge preference at all?
Boy.
44 mag, 357 mag. What are you thinking?
Probably 44 mag, 44 special. I mean,
mm-hmm.
Tony's pretty much said it all, and I overheard him there, and I'm like, yep, I agree. So
yeah. Now, for you, Squib, in Michigan, the 44 mag, was that also a choice due to hunting reasons because of the non-tapered case, or you know what?
Yeah, the straight wall. Yeah, 44 for the hunting rifle. Yes, and I've shot my hunting hand loads in somebody else's revolver, and they work just fine. So I should have a 44 as a sidearm. I carry a 45 ACP into the woods with me when I'm deer hunting, but I should have a 44 revolver as a sidearm. So I need to get on that. It's just been the price, and the price ain't going down. So when I go to the gun show or something like that, I don't have enough on me to buy the 44s that I've been wanting. I've been wanting a Model 29-2, and anytime I've seen it, I don't have enough cash on me as far as credit goes. I could put it on my credit card, but I don't know.
We're talking about $900 here, $950 or more.
12 to start. Yeah, and for $1,200, I can buy 2 or 3 other somethings, right?
You said a model 29, right?
A Model 29-2 with an 8-inch barrel, blue finish, in decent condition, starts at $1,200 in my area. Yep.
Yeah, I got the whole Smith catalog actually loaded up here right now, so I'm just like, oh my god, yeah, they've got some wonderful guns, but yeah, some of these it's like 600, 800, 1,200. It's like, oh man, ouch. Oh, well, one can always dream. So that's
just mentioned have a Walker at my gun store,
$32,000 Canadian, which is probably about 25 US dollars, 25,000.
I'm gonna
put that on your credit card.
No, I just 32,000 for an original Walker. This thing's got to be pretty busted up.
Tommy gun. What's the condition like, man? Because he's up in Canada, man. They got a whole different animal of firearms availability up there that we can only dream of. So
a little history of the Colt Walker. All right, there were 1,100 made, and these guys had a history of a habit of loading conical bullets in backwards, which with a full powder charge will crack the cylinder. So they would send them back to the Colt factory to be rebuilt. And at a certain point, they called for these guns to be turned in. And what do you know? They all got lost in a boating accident. These guys took them home, right? So these things have gotten passed down or what have you. A friend of mine posted a picture of a Civil War soldier who he had a Walker in the old black and white. What they call those pictures back then? They had a name for him. Anyhow, he was in the,
or whatever it looks like.
So you're talking about 21 years later, he's in the Civil War with one of these things. So I understand that they got used. I understand that they got broken. I understand that they actually did get lost or what have you. But 1,100 of these things total were made. So if somebody has one, and I'm instantly questioning it's a fake. Or it's badly.
Well, you would have it verified. You would do everything in your power to vet that to make sure that you're not getting jacked on. Just make sure it is in fact, legit.
You could take a reproduction, a modern reproduction, and spend some time and money on it to make it look like it was 200 years old. You know what I mean? Badly pitted. Yes, I'm going to say badly pitted, and I bet it doesn't function. And for some people, they say don't shoot an original gun. But my friend, who I'd like to post a link to his channel in the live chat if that's okay. Yeah. He has original 19th century firearms that he shoots. He restores them and he shoots. He restores them with original parts or handmade parts, and he shoots them. And some people cringe because he's got an antique. And he's putting modern powder, modern bullets in there and shooting them. But he doesn't believe that a gun is for just setting in around. He believes it's for shooting.
So how could you not want to shoot something like that? I mean, if you don't care,
worth about much as a brand freaking new Cadillac. That's why.
But to shoot something that has that kind of heritage to and say this is what it was like for somebody 200 years ago, 150 years ago to shoot this gun, that alone, especially if you don't care about the value, is it going to lose value anyway? Probably not. And if you're careful with the powder charge, you're probably not going to blow it up.
It can, because those older guns, a lot of them are shot out where they won't function. You can restore them. He has a very rare revolver called a Griswold and Gunnison This is a reproduction, or not a reproduction. This is a copy, a clone of a Colt Navy, a Colt 1851 Navy, made in the Confederacy during the war with brass components instead of iron components in a few cases. Very rare gun. There are only 3 that are fireable, as far as he knows. That's how rare these things are, and he restored his to firing condition, and he made a video. He fired it or not live, but he made a YouTube video, and you know, if this thing hasn't been shot in 160 years, let's shoot it. So
awesome.
Now the thing is still, it's worth so much because of how rare it is, but it's also, I would imagine there are collectors, if they're watching that video, going, well, I wouldn't pay him as much as, well, yeah, but the difference between his and yours is shot out, it won't function. His functions, and here's the evidence, right? So those older guns, I understand why somebody would want to put it in a glass case and preserve it. I get that, but I can also understand why somebody would want to shoot it. And even though powder, whether you've got an original, which it's still attainable, there you can get some of those guns that were made in the tens of thousands or over 100,000 made. You could buy an original for it's going to be a couple $1,000s, but you could buy an original if you wanted to. You might have to do some work to it or have some work done to it to make it shootable. But the reproductions that are out there are fairly inexpensive. Now, they're not 100% accurate. There are little quirks about the reproduction revolvers that are out there. But if you wanted to have a gun that was not very expensive, you don't have to worry about destroying the collector value, or you're just not going to shell out $5,000 for a gun that you have to fix up to make run. You know, there are lots of black powder revolvers out there that are available, but black powder is a whole separate animal. As far as if you're used to, you know, cartridges and stuff, black powder is you know, measuring it and cleaning it with hot soapy water is counterintuitive. Yeah.
No, I should have mentioned that. We could mention black powder revolvers if we want to, because we're talking larger caliber, right? I mean, what better way to kind of share that option? So for somebody who just wants that powerful experience, that fun experience, you know, the black powder is definitely a way to go. And I've got mine, and I'm looking forward to having you show me how to operate that thing at some point. So
the Walker uses a rifle charge as far as powder. All right, so it's a .457 diameter round ball or conical, which you're going to have to cast. It's going to be, you know, pointed like a Spitzer, like a bullet, right? Or a modern bullet, I should say, because they're all bullets, whether it's round or pointed. So you can put a round ball or a conical in any of those black powder revolvers. But if you want a big bore, the Walker or the Dragoon is the way to go. It's the 19th century equivalent of a 357 Magnum or 44 Magnum.
Cool. All right, man. So there we go. There you go, everybody. Go ahead,
I want to add something on that availability or the number of walkers. I just watched a video from Mike Bellevue where he had stated that a good 300 of those things were destroyed from people loading the bullets backwards. So I don't know if he was talking that they were sent back fixed. He didn't say that. So it may be even way less available through the course than you think.
Yeah, and then once they just get lost or fall on the battlefield or whatever got allocated, or I mean, I'm sure there's some barnyard finds that are probably still out there, so to speak. But and I mean, I'm sure you see some of the most expensive versions of those popping up on, you know, high-end gun auctions and stuff like that too. So I wouldn't be surprised if you know, there's something out there. But yeah,
I'm terribly jealous because Scribb's got one, and that's kind of one of my bucket list guns. I can't convince the wife that a wall hanger is worth that kind of money.
Well, wait. An original or reproduction?
Reproduction. I don't want to.
Dude, reproduction isn't that expensive. It's like $400.
Yeah, you birdie.
Yeah.
$400 for something to hang on the wall don't fly with the old lady very well.
Well, go shoot it. Don't hang it on the wall, bro. All right. So hey, we're gonna give Defense Dad here. He's back. He had some technical difficulties. So Defense Dad, you had mentioned that your suggestion for a revolver choice was gonna make everybody cringe. What could it possibly be?
Well, first off, I have probably the least amount of experience with revolvers out of anybody on the panel. I only own one, and it's
okay.
not a high end. It's an EA Windicator.
357 mag. Yeah.
I like it. Trigger is not great, but it's a $350 revolver. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a soft spot in my heart for ugly cars and ugly guns. So I really want an OD Green Chiappa Rhino.
Ooh, and I want an OD Green Ruger Wrangler. I mean, you know. So I mean, have you ever fired a Rhino before? Have you ever had a chance to rent one or check one out at a range or anything like that, or not?
No, I really like the idea. They're so ugly. They're cool looking to me.
Yeah, it's like the pug. It's like the pug of the handgun world. They've got this charm about them. They're not very ergonomic, but they're functional. You know, that's yeah. Actually, they look really comfortable to hold and shoot. But yeah,
and the whole thing about it, and some people say that that's a different feel because the barrel's down below where your whatever the hell you call it, where you.
The barrel is going to be lower than basically it's below what you think your normal barrel point of aim would be. Yeah.
It's supposed to be less recoil, but it kind of brings it into your wrist.
Yeah.
But yeah, they make a 6-inch barrel OD Green. I just sent you the text link to. Yeah. That's the one I want right there.
Hey, Squibby.
Look at that.
It ain't awesome. My money, it's hers. She's the one at work right now. I'm not.
Like that's a $1,200 to $1,300 revolver, so like it'll be a while before I get one, but
yeah, that's pretty sweet looking, man. I like that. So for you, 357 Magnum, and then it's how the Windicator. How's it been for you? Have you done a video on it? I'm probably sure you have, but
I need to do. I did a first shots with it. I need to do a follow up.
What kind of group did you get with the double action pull? Because I know the double action pull is pretty heavy.
It wasn't bad. It's got very rudimentary sights, which I'm not too familiar with. So I got to get used to the sighting. Make sure I did paint. It was just a black front sight, so I did put, like I usually do, is put some bright orange fingernail polish on the front to bring it in. Gotten better with it, and I've shot quite a few other revolvers. I got several friends and family members that have 44 Magnums. The only one I don't like shooting is I got a buddy who's got a 44 Magnum snubby that he likes to hand load hot rounds with. And that thing, I mean, it's kind of fun, but it's painful to shoot.
So it's not just me that thinks that. So I mean, and maybe you and I are just wimps or something. But when I had the Rossi snub nose that I borrowed from my stepdad, 44 mag, and every time you pull the trigger, I'm not kidding. I mean, I've shot a lot of guns. It feels like you're slamming your hand on a table as hard as you possibly can. That's what the sting feels like every time you pull the trigger. It's probably like once or twice. I remember doing the video, and I think I had a box of 25, and I was like 10, 15 rounds in. I'm like, I don't want to film this anymore. I'm just like, oh God. Yeah.
His isn't like horrible with factory ammo, but with the
and I was running critical defense through it. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna get what you pay for. You're gonna get what you ask for. Yeah.
He's one that always hot loads everything because he reloads all of his own stuff and casts his own bullets and everything. So
yeah,
when you shoot his hand loads, that's when it becomes not so much fun.
Yes. And I mean, I shot, and on my channel, I tested the Ruger Alaskan 454 Casull, and then also with 45 Colt. And that 454 Casull, that gun weighs so much, it mitigates so much of that sting. It bucks in your hand, but it's not uncomfortable. I could shoot it all day. Yeah. But compared to the just something about the 44 mag snubby I mean, great gun. Don't get me wrong, but man, just not fun to practice with. So
well, and everybody knows I like budget firearms too. Mm-hmm. I really like the looks of the Taurus trackers.
I've got the Taurus's catalog ready to go, Ruger and also Smith & Wesson. So we'll take a look at some of those. And see, so the trackers, they're not just making those. I'm thinking of like the Raging Hunter. They're not just like the 22 mag and the 17 HMRs or whatever. They actually make those in other calibers, right? I mean, I don't really get much into Taurus revolvers, but I do like some of them. Yep. 608 looks pretty sweet. That's an 8-shot 357 mag. That's pretty cool.
The tracker is what Sandhills has. I like that.
Yeah. So I mean, some of us have a little bit less experience than others, but we still have some experience with them. So, okay, and we're gonna move over to single shot. So single shot, revolver preferences, caliber preferences. What's your go-to, man? What do you like?
44 Magnum, single and double action both. I've got a Taurus ultralight 44. I've got 3 Ruger 3-screws in 44 Magnum, and I've also got a single shot barrel for the Thompson Center Contender that I've killed one deer with.
Okay.
So, yeah, definitely 44 Magnum. I like the 41 too. I got a Smith Model 57.
You had mentioned that also. So with the 44 mag, and Squib, you might want to chime in on this. You could potentially load it a lot lighter, so it'd be a little more pleasant to practice with. I mean, could you do that with your powder charge? Could you really adjust it so it just does a little more comfortable for extended shooting sessions if you really want to? Yeah.
When in Magnum Force, when Dirty Harry said he shoots 44 special light loads, that is a real thing. I've made them up, but in general, some of us aren't recoil sensitive, so it's not a big deal. But I have made them up just to see if it really works, and you don't end up with a squib down the barrel or anything else like that. You can make it where it's going to have some velocity. It's going to be subsonic or whatnot. But that's one of the nice things about 44 Magnum is that you can buy specials or load up specials. I mean, you can load specials as hot as Magnums, but you can have specials that aren't as abusive on the wrist if you're sensitive to that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They can be loaded down. I've done that. As a matter of fact, for that ultralight, that thing is going to get loaded down.
Well, and since you don't have to have something that's going to cycle in action, you can really kind of tailor it however you want, so long as you don't generate a squib load, like you said, enough pressure to push the bullet out the front. But yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
So I've always shot the big bores. I've got a couple of big bore calibers and rifle barrels, and I've also got an interest in a lever action 357. So it's just a matter of what's available and what you like. Try them before you buy them.
Absolutely, man. We do have a question from people watching out there. Brian G says, "Do you have any experience with Charter Arms? I'm in Massachusetts and can't buy Taurus, but Charter Arms is all over the legal handgun roster." Single shot, can you chime in on that? Or I can't remember. You Massachusetts? No, you're in Maine, right?
Maine.
Okay, what is it? With Taurus is not. You can't buy Taurus in Massachusetts.
I don't know too much about Massachusetts. I know they're completely horse of a different color down there, but those guys have so many rules and regulations. Being one of the first states in the union, it really floors me as to the attitude that those people have down there. But anyway, my brother had a Taurus. I mean a Charter Arms Bulldog, and I like that Bulldog. That was a nice gun.
On the channel. Go ahead.
That was a nice gun. I mean, you had something when you fired a 44 special out of it, but again, you can load them down and it becomes more comfortable to shoot. Now, I put some of my fodder through his gun. It liked it, but it was a little bit tough on the hand, to say the least, because that thing it does smack you pretty good when you fire it.
So here's what Scott says: Massachusetts is similar to California. They have an approved handgun roster.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They're pretty limited. They have to have.
Yeah, I know they always have the Massachusetts approved models that we would see for semi-autos. They have to have a certain heavy trigger or something with it, and So now Mr. Gray says they're made in Connecticut. They're great pistols, but they don't take Magnums. No, they do make a Magnum. I'm looking at it right now. The model 63546, which is the black nitride plus TM finish, 357 Magnum chambered. I did shoot a Charter Arms Bulldog on the channel. If you guys go watch my video, I showed it off. It's going to be on par or maybe a little bit below the kind of the quality fit and finish. Okay, I know I use that a lot of, say, a Taurus. It's comparable, but I mean, here's the thing to remember: for about $100 more than the MSRP of a Charter Arms revolver, you can get into Smith & Wesson. Believe it or not, there are some low 500s for Smith & Wesson revolvers. It depends on what you want. Now, you might not get a 357 mag for $550 for Smith & Wesson new, but you could get a 38 Special Plus P. But I'm just saying, if you want to kind of up your game a little bit and get something that's going to be a little more refined, maybe a little more enjoyable to shoot, that's also an option for you too. So, hey, also joining us now, we got Foos. Foos, how's your morning going? How you doing, sir?
I am doing well.
All right, man. You're on the road again. Where are you going now, man?
I'm heading home. Yeah, from figured up from the end of February to the end of June, I'm going to be home 2 weekends.
Oh my God.
And yeah, I'm already burnt out. I want a weekend home so freaking.
Oh crap! Sorry about that. Go ahead. I'm trying to pull up your mic volume. Yeah.
That's right. And
you're good. Yeah.
The next time I'm going to be home, I think, is in late May. So, yeah. Gotcha.
So, do you have a preference yourself?
I'm just burning fuel. For
revolvers, calibers.
Is it all revolvers or just larger bores?
We were talking any revolvers. You could also mention black powder if you have a favor for black powder. That's an option, or just center fire cartridge, whatever. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only ones I have is Ruger 357 LCR, but I have shot some. I've shot Black Hawks. I've shot Smith and Wessons and stuff like that. But all those have been like large bores, like 50.
Like 500 Nitro Express or whatnot, or yeah.
Oh yeah, and 450 line ball, 500 line ball, like the 50 AE stuff that's been, overpressured for the Desert Eagle, and that goes into the revolver just fine. I had a friend down in Arkansas that every morning or every day he went out and shot 50 rounds of 44 mag and 50 rounds of 50 AE.
Good God.
For his revolvers.
Glutton for punishment, huh?
He casted his own. Well, this guy, he takes and he does every other year he goes to Africa with his son and does big game hunting with pistols.
Mm-hmm.
So like he took down a water buffalo at 15 feet with a feet, not yards, feet, 5 yards, with a 500 line ball. He said that his hunting round is a 715 grain bullet moving at 1,400 feet per second out of a pistol.
That's a freaking cannon, dude. That is awesome. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of like the you guys have seen them, the BFR revolvers that Magnum Research makes. I think they take 30-30 and God knows what else. Yeah. So yeah, the BFRs. Yeah. Dude, that's sweet.
So most of my shooting has been behind a single action army style.
Yeah.
So
cool, man. Hey, that's all right. A little bit of information about the Charter Arms is coming in. William Trader says, I have a 90s model Charter Arms Target Bulldog and 357. It's awesome. Only ran into an issue trying to run steel case ammo. And says, and my blank loved her Charter Lavender Lady in 32 H&R mag. So somebody else had mentioned that they had one in 22 LR. Oh yeah, Tara Smith's Kitchen. So Tara says, I have a 22 Charter Arms revolver. Works great. It ain't pretty. It ain't comfy, but it goes bang every time. And Squib with the comment of the day here. I like being a panelist on Caliber Corner with a coffee and a walker. Isn't that a good way to? Is it Arbuckles? Squib, are you drinking Arbuckles?
I have some Arbuckles Ariosa this morning, and yeah. And new headset. Unlike last week where I had technical diddlies right before the show and I had to grab the earbuds, apparently this thing works. So
yeah, it sounds actually really good too. Yeah, are you wired in or wireless?
All of you guys sound better too, and I can't hear. So
well, we always sound better, but yeah.
$5 less than the other one, and the audio quality is better. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I guess for me, like I said, I've tested several. Let me just read through the list real quick of what I've tested on the channel. The Ruger Vaquero and 45 Colts. I think it was the Colt, or was it Ruger? The Police Service 6. That'd be the Ruger. I did test a Colt. God, what was it? Like a Highway Patrol model revolver. I'm gonna have to look that one back up. That was a very nice gun.
You're talking about the Trooper?
The Colt Trooper. Colt Trooper, yes.
Yeah, the Colt Trooper. Yeah. We were out together shooting that.
You got to shoot that one too.
Yeah,
man, that's
and 357. That thing was. Oh yeah, that thing was smooth. It shot just like it kind of reminded me of a Diamondback, which is a 38 only, not a 357. Right. But yeah, we were shooting 38s and 357s in that thing, and it was
just
it
smooth.
was a Colt,
I mean,
right? It was. I mean, what can you say? Colt.
Look, if you want to spend $1,500 and you want to get one good revolver, let's just say it. Let's go get one of those. So,
Dan, if you ever want to sell it, I will find the money.
Absolutely. I don't know. I guess I don't know if they're 1,500. I'm guessing they're probably pushing over $1,000 these days.
Yeah.
I mean,
easily.
I mean, a lot of these videos I made 4 or 5 years ago when I mentioned the value on Gunbroker and stuff, and it was probably half or maybe 3/4 of what it is now. So, I've also tested the new model Blackhawk. Most of these were in 44 mag, by the way. The Super Red Hawk Alaskan, which I did in 454 Casull and 45 Colt. I did 2 different videos on that. The GP100, which I am still in love with. I really want to get one. It's just, God, the problem is when it comes time to buy one, they're like $800, and it's like I want it, but then I want this gun instead.
So those are good ones too.
GP100s. There's also a lot of people said the SP101 is a good revolver. I haven't.
They're not the same gun, but if you had both of them there and you were shooting both of them and you only had enough money for one, you'd be there going, which one? It's that big of a toss up.
I literally would have to toss a coin, honestly. Yeah. Because I got the SP101 in 327, but I've also got a GP100 in 357 Magnum.
Did the GP100s ever have problems with frames cracking? And then Ruger stands behind the products. I just want to. Has there ever been problems? Because I've had some people complain about them. You know, there's going to be a bad one in a million that's going to get cast and put out there. It's going to happen. Guns are metal. Guns are tools. It's always Friday at 4 o'clock when that last one comes off the line. You know, so yeah.
Let me tell you about what they did in New Hampshire. Because I have a friend of mine that was down into that plant down in New Hampshire at Ruger. They took the P85 and the GP100. They loaded up proof loads. They went even one step, which was much more crazy than I ever thought anybody would ever do to test a gun. They put a piece of carbide in the end of the barrel.
Okay.
Now, when they fired these things, of course, they were behind a observation station.
Yeah.
And the P85, it broke a few of the pieces inside of it. They magnafluxed everything else. Everything else was fine. The GP100, they checked the barrel, the cylinder, and the frame. Magnafluxed. That thing was 100%. Now, any gun that's going to take a direct abuse like that has got my vote. Them things are built like the brick BH that you hear of everybody referring to.
And I've tested so many guns on my channel. I'm not just saying this because it's a revolver chat. I've said this before. That thing was just like connected. When I was shooting it, it was a laser beam, man. Like where I pointed it, where I wanted the bullets to go, that is where they went. And that should be a gun that's dialed in zero. But there was just something fun about shooting that thing. It's like, okay, I'm 25, 35, 40 yards away. Yeah, I'll just point it there. The bullet's going to go there. It's going to make a nice tight groove.
Yeah.
So and then, you can also do the 38 specials if you want to lighten it up a little bit. But the GP100, again, I know there's a lot of great revolvers out there, and there's probably some Smith & Wessons that'll just totally destroy it. But for the money, I mean, for what, $679, I think $700 is what they're pushing. I wouldn't even be afraid to buy one used just because Ruger, they have a non-advertised, basically lifetime warranty. If you ever have problems with the Ruger, you send it in and they'll fix it. It's going to be their terms and their conditions to decide what's going to happen, but they don't advertise a warranty because they're not legally required to. They say that in the paperwork if you ever read through a Ruger instruction manual. But, the experiences of some of you here, you've had experiences with Ruger customer service and they've always pulled through. So that's why I would say if you're going to get one revolver and you can only get one revolver and you've got the money, I'd push for an SP101 or a GP100. So I really, really like them. So
that Ruger Super Blackhawk 44 Magnum, when I first got it, I put quite a few rounds through that thing. I literally washed the barrel out on that. Yeah. So, I get a hold of Ruger again down in New Hampshire, and I tell them what's going on with it. Well, they turn around and send me a box to pack it up in, and send it back. When I sent that back, it was about 3 weeks later. I got a phone call. Your 44 mag's ready. I said, okay. Do I have to come down there and pick it up, or can you mail it? No, it's registered to you. It can be sent right back to you. I says, okay. I got that gun back. It was an old 3-screw. Now, that's not the drawbar safety system.
Mm-hmm.
I got that gun back. I had to look at the serial number to make sure I had the right one. They replaced It's 10.5-inch barrel. They replaced the cylinder. They replaced all the lock works on the inside, changed it over to the drawbar safety system. They chipped the walnut grips on it when they took them off, so I got a brand new set of those.
Yeah.
I got a brand new cylinder because it was out of tolerance for the gap.
Mm-hmm.
They sent me a brand new cylinder. Take a guess to what this all cost me.
I was gonna say zero, right? Nothing.
Exactly.
I can't believe they just didn't send you a new gun. It's amazing they put the time and effort and the labor costs into rebuilding this thing. But hey, man, they take pride in their product and they're willing to stand behind it. That makes a customer for life, though. That's one nice thing about going through some of these bigger companies when it comes to your guns. You know.
Hey, I blew the cylinder on my Super Blackhawk.
Mm-hmm.
A minor, tiny little 30% by weight overload.
Just a little bit.
I told them that. You know, I just dropped the wrong charge with my powder, and they said it should have stood it and fixed it. And charged me nothing.
Didn't charge you nothing.
Now, I mean, again, everybody's going to have their own individual experiences, but I very rarely hear of Ruger screwing anybody over that's ever had a claim on a firearm that they need to get fixed. I get a lot of comments on the videos that I make, and I have people that mention the good and the bad, like some of the guns I love. There's people that have bought it and they've had problems with it, and you know, it's just something you got to expect when you buy anything. Anything can have issues. A car, I mean, a new TV, whatever. You know, you can have problems with anything. So you just gotta. Nothing's perfect. You expect it to be perfect for the money you pay for it, but you always got to go into any kind of a new gun purchase with an open mind because you don't know, you know, what's going to happen in the end. AR Gun 1776. Thanks for watching today, AR Guns. I appreciate it. You say I'm a Model 629 fan. I own the 6-inch barrel square, made in the 1980s. At one time, it had the partial, you said love underneath. The barrel, boy, was it a nice gun. Had Hogue grips on it. So, yeah, I mean, the 629, I've tested one of those. That's a very cool gun. Now, AR Guns also says I want a Ruger Blackhawk in stainless steel, 44 mag version, and a 357 version eventually. And again, good news, people, they still make them, which is awesome. Tara Smith's Kitchen says that you definitely should put are those stocks for a SCAR rifle? Is that what those are? Those look like stocks for a SCAR rifle. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Go ahead, Ted. Go ahead, Tony.
Anybody who's interested in the Super Blackhawks, especially the 44 Magnum version, you want to try one if you can, because that square back Dragoon style or Walker style trigger guard can bite you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna have a good grip on that. Hello to Tara Smith's Kitchen too, by the way.
Yeah, Tara Smith's out there today. So yeah. Tara, I was just giving you a hard time because they always say how the stock on the SCAR rifle by FN looks like an UGG boot. So it's just kind of like, hey, those stocks for a SCAR. So I was just being stupid. I do that sometimes. You guys know me better. Keith Gregory says Ruger took care of me once. Top shelf customer service. William Trader says I want the Diamondback sidekick with single action, double action. Yeah, the 22 LR revolver. Those are pretty cool, man. I mean, I like how they do that. The fact that it just has a traditional, you know, crane on it and gate for loading. You don't have to pull out a pin and push out the rounds individually or whatever. Those are neat little guns. Yeah,
I don't like that the Diamondback name is out there when it already was. The Colt Diamondback is a
Diamondback's the company though.
I know, but still, it's just I instantly think, you know, this beautiful 38 special Colt revolver, and I know there's the company name out there. It's just cringe.
Yeah. No, I hear you, but I mean, but Diamondback, I'm surprised they were able to do that with. You would think that some of these companies would have a copyright on it, but you know, maybe you can name your company that.
Not Colt. They make so many financial decisions that. Why? I mean, it just hit your head here and then make a financial decision. Yeah, you're perfect for Colt. They make a great product, or they used to. I mean, I'm not saying they don't anymore, but the quality isn't there like it used to be, like with so many other things. But the company just has one problem after another because they keep making bad business decisions. They've been doing it since Sam Colt ran the company back in the mid 19th century. So they've counted on government contracts to get them through, and for civilian sales, they just don't necessarily make the smartest choices. But they make dang good guns, and you know, so does Ruger and Smith and Wesson. Really, if you've got some of these revolvers already, you're doing pretty good. Every time I've gone to go buy one, I've backed out of it. As a matter of fact, we were driving home from the store once. I was going to get a Ruger 357. And I decided not to put it on the credit card. And we're driving back home. We were like 3 hours away, and I'm driving back home. And she's like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I really should have got that, revolver." And she said, "Yeah, why didn't you, dumbass?" So, I mean,
man, when you got a wife that's on board with that, dude, you gotta just turn around the truck and go right back there and go pick it up, dude.
That's right.
When she says it was a nice looking gun, then you're set to go. You're not gonna hear about it later, over dinner. Why'd you buy this?
You know how that works. What's
I know how it works. Yeah,
what's
I know how it
hers
works.
is hers,
Yep.
and what's mine is hers.
It's hers. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
you
I'm
get
never
yours,
gonna.
and then she gets hers, and hers is like a new car or another house or an expensive watch or a purse or whatever, shoes.
Well, if you're gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy this.
I'm pretty sure that the Henry Big Boy isn't mine anymore, except when I take it out to bring her home a venison. So, yeah.
Yep.
So Tara Smith's Kitchen, which she had a motorcycle accident, by the way, just as a heads up. She goes, y'all wear boots, hunt, etc. What's the best way to clean out the inside of a boot? First, I've seen it since I've been in the hospital, filled with blood. I'm thinking the car wash liner doesn't come out. Tara, maybe now's a good time to just reward yourself with a new pair of boots.
Yeah.
You survived.
Yeah.
Let the boots go. Look, I've got an old beat up pair of Wolverines. I don't want to let them go, but at some point I've got to get some new ones there.
It's kind of interesting when they release you from the hospital, they give you this bag and all of your cut up bloody clothes are in there. And why?
Why?
I don't
look, I mean, with enough woolite, anything's possible, Here's Tara. $300 Red Wing work boots. Okay, I understand. But you know what? Just take them to the car wash, hose them out, let them air out on the patio, and then just wear them. There you go.
$300 Red Wing work boots will last you years and years and years of hard work. So, yeah, it's. I mean, I spend $200 or $300 on a pair of boots on a regular basis, but I'm on my feet a lot. I mean, I work at a factory. I get it. So yeah, it's kind of like ouch, but you kind of get what you pay for in a lot of cases. With Red Wings, you definitely do. Just pony up and get a new pair. I mean, I don't know. You might be able to go down there and see if they give you a discount at your local Red Wing store. If you've got a regular dealer you go to, because when you buy them, you can bring them in every so often and they'll clean them and condition them. I mean,
imagine the story that those boots survived a motorcycle accident, what they could do with that as a promotion. They protected you from losing your feet.
They don't necessarily send them back to the factory, but the individual dealer can take it upon themselves to go, look, I'm not
these are full of blood. I'd like to try these.
I tell you what, I'm going to give you a deal. So
Yep. Here you go, Air Gun 1776. Get you a boot dryer. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We should be joking about this, but it's not every day you get to deal with content like this, guys.
You know what though? If you've got those chestnut brown leather boots, the blood just kind of blends in there.
It just kind of spots them, and that's it. Exactly.
I can tell you with the desert boots that I smear deer blood on to see how well it comes out with Dawn dish soap and warm water. I mean, that's one thing. Suede, it will come out. It's going to stain it a little bit, but it will come out. But if it's not suede,
You guys are all missing the boat. Haven't you seen the OxyClean infomercials back in the 90s? That stuff gets anything out.
Get your OxyClean. Get your OxyClean.
Tara Smith, that's what you need to do. You need to do like an infomercial with your boots and some OxyClean and post it on your channel.
I'd just go to the laundromat and throw them into industrial washers.
There you go. Don't waste any time, man. Hey, here's Tommy Gunn with the mic drop comment of the day here. Canada made a better Colt and still doing it. Ooh. Always one-upping us. First you get Timmy Hortons coffee, which is awesome, and now you have better Colts. I don't know what to say.
Travis, when are you going to do that shovel review? Because it's getting deep.
Which one?
We're going to need the steam shovel here pretty quick.
Shovel review.
It's deep. It's real deep.
Hey guys, I'm here to move what Tommy's dropping. So yeah. Oh man, here we go. So ER says Smith & Wesson 686 used price in good shape is off the chain. Yeah, used revolvers are just. ER says most Ruger revolvers that are used are very high priced now for good reason. I'd almost say just buy new. I mean, you're going to be paying close to. We had our used gun chat last week. You guys go back and watch that episode if you want our sound advice on making a used gun purchase. So real quick, we're just going to browse the catalogs of what's out there. When I click on new revolvers, a lot of what pops up is just new colors, like new Cerakote or like one manufacturer's putting a Picatinny rail on their gun, and that's it. So we're going to start with Smith & Wesson. Just kind of scan the catalog. If you guys want me to stop on any particular firearms, just let me know. We're going to see what these guys have. So, again, I'm always in the market for a new firearm. So me, for Smith & Wesson, I got experience with the a Model 19. I think it was like a 19-6 or something. 629 Classic. Oh, and a 65-3. Those are the three Smith & Wessons I've tried out on my channel. So, Squib, what was it you said you wanted? You said it was a 19. Is that what you said?
29-2. That's a different deal.
Those are still available, right?
No.
No. Okay, so there's your 19 right there.
No,
But
they haven't been
617.
available since like early 80s.
Okay. And I'm kind of a revolver noob here. I go for basically 357 Magnum. What about the 686, guys? What would you say about that? Have those been good? Is that worth one looking? Because we're only talking about $100 more than a GP 100.
My daughter likes hers quite well.
Nice one. Yeah, I had one years ago.
I mean, yeah, that looks like
barrel,
a nice
stainless steel. Nice.
Yeah, that's a pretty looking gun, man. And if we're only talking it, when you're already spending $700, I mean, honestly, what's another $100 to have possibly a superior handgun? I don't know. I'm not trying to shame any Ruger fans. You guys know I've owned my share.
Yeah, I don't know. I've shot Colt, Ruger, and Smith & Wesson, and I like all three. I don't like the price tag. Yeah. I know you get what you pay for, especially with the customer support, but I just don't like the price tag. I mean, when I'm there going, man, I can get 3 or 4 black powder revolvers, or I can get one centerfire revolver.
I mean, come on, Squid. This one's the R8. The R8's only $1,400. I mean, what are you talking about, Squid?
Hey, you can put a light on that one. It's
put your angled foregrip on the front there if you want to, or SBR and put a vertical foregrip on it, you know?
Ooh, a laser.
What's that laser? Get your light laser combo on there.
Beam on it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Dude, it is a laser beam. Look at that.
When you're
I bought one of these in a second if I had the money. Yeah.
When you're looking at these revolvers, be it Ruger, Smith & Wesson, or Colt, their action smoothness matches their price.
My Model 57 is unreal.
I've noticed that on the ones that I've tested. You can tell a difference between the Charter Bulldog and the Colt Trooper. I mean, it's, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even. Yeah. It's just not even. You can't even. You should even. It's wrong to compare the two. Let's just say that right now.
No dog in that race.
Go back up a little bit.
Yeah. What do you want to see?
That one right there. That looks a little painful.
Yeah.
That 327.
Oh God.
Come on, I'm sure that's totally comfortable with you. What do you got?
357 or 327?
Model 327 in 357 Magnum.
Yeah, see, I'd rather get the Model 327 in 327.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this one's not optics ready, so I'm not interested. It doesn't have an R marker on it.
There's no room for it, Travis.
No room.
What's that?
There's no room for it. There's
gonna be the new thing that's coming out to go along with 32. They're gonna have the mini micro RMR cut. They're gonna come out mini micro. It's gonna be like the size of like a piece of bubble gum, you know.
But take a look at that. Instead, do you notice there's a front sight? Why? Why is there a front sight?
Well, I'm kind of like at that point, why even bother putting a barrel on it? Because I mean, it's.
Well,
do you realize the velocity gains from an extra half-inch of barrel length? I mean,
I'm picturing the fireball that comes out the front of that.
Fireball.
Yeah. If you want to go that route, just get a pepper box.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
That Dan Wesson that I've got, that Model 15 Dan Wesson, I've got the 100 pack. I've got the 8, the 6, the 4, and the 2-inch barrels on that thing. You put that 2-inch barrel on that beast, you better be hanging on to it.
You can feel the flame
that thing will come back and try to smack you in the face.
There's just so many awesome revolvers out there, guys. I'm sorry. All right, so extra large frame series. Here we go. Now we're getting to your 500 Smith & Wessons, your 460s. Yep. Where's that 600 at? They don't make a 600. Where's the 600? No 600 Nitro Express. Come on, guys. We're gonna be here.
I do intend to buy the 460 Smith & Wesson.
Model 460. This guy right here.
That gives you 3 caliber options, correct?
Yes, it does.
Nice. Okay, so what do you get to do? What can you run through it?
460, 454, and 45 Colt.
45 Colt? Okay. Dude, that's That it's okay, so it's $1,800, but still, man, you're getting 3 guns. You're only paying $600 per gun if you run 3 calibers through it. I mean, really, when you think about it. Oh, don't play the video. So yeah, that.
Look at that thing; it's all tricked out. They've got to have
a
base model.
Oh yeah,
that's what I want.
You're going to go all out on this one. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that.
Yep.
Is that okay? Is that barrel threaded for like a suppressor, even though that won't work on a revolver, but it does in the movies? What? Look at that compensator.
It may be. It may be. I don't know.
Or
does it have
threaded,
a threaded?
Is it threaded to put another put a barrel extension on?
Well, let's find out. Let's find here. Guys. You got. It's already
compensated
15.2 inches long. It's got a 7.5 inch barrel.
It's compensated because they made a damn rifle round in a revolver.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is that compensator doesn't look like it's built in. It looks like it's threaded on, which is kind of like why on a revolver. That's just the way it looks. Look at that.
To look at the thing in pictures, you're right. It looks goofy as hell. But to look at one of those things in person, they actually look really good.
So maybe that's the Loudener from Sledgehammer. Remember that? He didn't have a silencer, he had a Loudener.
Last one I had in my hand was over $1,600.
Good God.
Did it feel expensive?
Oh, yeah.
What's it? We can justify the price. So. Absolutely.
When I bought my 629, they had one of those things laying in there used for $1,100, and I really tossed back and forth about buying it.
So Terry says, I sent you a pic to your general Discord. I don't get into my Discord that often. I'm sorry, Tara. I'm not actually even signed in on it right now, but I'll go back and look at it. So, yeah.
Something I'm going to say right now. Please do not buy these Canon calibers in anything less than a 6-inch barrel. You're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
They are a vicious recoiling pistol. I hated that video that I saw a long time ago when this guy passed a 500 Smith & Wesson Alaskan to this young kid that had not fired a pistol in her life.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That thing come back and smacked her between the eyes.
Well, I've seen the double. I've seen the double. I don't know if it's actually double action. You can't single actions if you're not careful. They can go off twice if you have a weird recoil.
Only if you're Alec Baldwin.
Well, no, I've seen videos where they fired twice on a single action. It's like, how the heck did that just
double action?
Oh, double actions will happen? Okay.
Yeah, we were at the range one day, and this guy had revolvers, and they were all snub nose, and he was proud of it. He goes, "I don't own any revolver that isn't a snub nose," and he gives me a Chiappa Rhino, and I'm like, "Oh man, I finally get to shoot a Rhino." In snub nose, that thing was snappy. It hurt the wrist, and I'm going, "Nobody would want this."
I guess if you enjoy that kind of thing, maybe you're conditioned to it. There are guys making a "don't be a P" comment in my video earlier, so I don't know how you get around the pain you perceive. I guess you just got to adjust to it. Maybe
He did give me the 629. He did give me the 629. He said you can shoot it with your loads, and I've got these deer hunting loads for the Henry, and I put them in there. That's nice. He was like, "You're gonna have to two-hand this." So I fired the first two-handed, and he goes, "Yeah, there you go." He's treating me like a new shooter. He has no idea. And I'm thinking, dude, if I'm bringing my own hand loads, I might know how to shoot. So then I went ahead and I shot the next 4 single-handed, and he goes, "Oh, you've done this before." And that 629 was manageable. But it was probably the weight that Chiappa has that bore axis, that low bore axis, and with you add 357 and a snub nose barrel, it just comes right back into you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that when you showed there a minute ago with the lightning cuts.
The cuts in there in the barrel. Yeah, that's really the super GP 100 is what that one's called. Yeah. I don't know if I want to go stainless or if I want to go blued.
I'd want to go stainless.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think that's what I tested right here at the 6-inch barrel model. MSRP at $1,029. Okay, so $700 or $800 would be a good price if you can find one. So
the one there with the target sights, right?
This one right here does. This one's got the adjustable rear.
Okay.
The standard GP 100 with the 6-inch barrel does. Yeah.
And I know everybody likes the wood grips on the revolvers. Personally, I mean, they look awesome, but I would rather have.
These are amazing. Yeah, these keep it planted in your hand. They absorb some of the recoil, really help you stay on target. So,
well, because that's the other problem. My buddy, they had that 44 Magnum I mentioned earlier. He's also got the highly polished wood grips on it, The thing just rocks right out of your hands. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah. There's no checkering on it, so that's one. Yeah, like this right here just has these smooth grips on it. These might feel the hand better, but yeah.
His is a Colt, and it's it's got a full gloss finish on the handles are beautiful, but man, it's like holding a greased pig basically.
I put the wide wood grips on both of my Smiths because that's what's on Dirty Harry's gun. It makes the gun a lot more manageable.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I hated those Hogues on that 629.
Were they hard to source there, Tony, or were you able to find them pretty easily?
I got them through my local, man. I don't know how hard it was for them to source them. They said they could get them, and they did.
I know there's companies out there that do custom work and things like that, but I've heard that getting original grips or certain kinds of wooden grips for revolvers sometimes can be difficult to find.
These are rosewood, and they have the Smith & Wesson badges in them. So
now, after I just said that, I did find a set of wood grips finally for my EA for my Windicator. They're
nice.
They're $40, but they're out of stock at the moment, or else I would order them last night.
Is there a lot of aftermarket support for the Windicator? You think there would?
No, there's very little.
I think you'd find some stocks for it. But
well, it's a German-made gun, and it's the handles are not interchangeable without modification with other brands, so it's limited. There's some people out like they're on Etsy or Pinterest that hand make them, but this was directly from EAA.
Okay. Tara wanted me to point this one out to you guys. The Smith & Wesson Ladysmith 5-round 357 Magnum.
I want to get this one for the wife.
That's a pretty gun, man. I like that. I don't know about the handles. The grips on it look a little slick, but
that's what the finish on the grips I was talking about, and
they're like a polished, Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I'd see if I could get a Pac-Mine grip for.
Like for display purposes, that'd be awesome. But if I took it out to the range, I'd want to swap the grips out a little bit.
Get hot and clammy or hot and sweaty hands, and you shoot that thing, So,
yeah.
So they offer it. They offer it in 22 LR, 22 mag, 38 special, 357. So that's pretty cool, man. That's very nice. It's very nice.
That Smith & Wesson model 57 that I picked up here some time ago. I picked it up from a ex-law enforcement officer. He was a game warden, and it was in really nice shape. I mean, there was some holster wear on it. I got a bunch of ammo and bullets with it, and picked up the whole thing for right around $500. And that had a custom trigger job done on it from Smith & Wesson. That thing is smooth.
Yeah,
really
my 629, my 629 has a Smith trigger job done on it. It is best thing I've ever had in my hands.
Oh yeah, that 41 is a pretty nice caliber. It's actually a little bit different, a little bit better than the 44 Magnum. But
I don't know if I'd go there.
She's pretty close.
Debate. So the question for you guys, have any of you ever shot any Taurus revolvers? And I know it's going to be model dependent, but how are the triggers in general? Yes. Are they okay? Or what? Are they acceptable? Or are they trash? Or what?
Good on the Raging Bull.
Yep.
What's that?
I've got that ultralight 44. I got a video on YouTube on my channel about it.
Yeah. I have a Rossi. Does that count?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, almost Taurus.
Yeah. The one that I shot was the trigger was great. It's just that it was a 44 snub. So yeah.
I don't remember what model it was, but when we used to go shooting at Thanksgiving with my ex-wife's family, guy had a Taurus 44 Magnum, and we would shoot that alongside when we were doing trap shooting, and it was fun.
Oh yeah.
My wife chose for herself a Rossi 850 or 851 little clone of a little Smith & Wesson 38, and that thing's fine. Yeah. It's got a good trigger, shoots well.
I'm not a big fan of these grips though. Rossi's come with these grips also. They're like a fin style or like a gill style. They feel weird in your hands.
Ribbed for your
ribbed for
yeah.
not my.
That may be why she picked it.
Oh my god! I prefer the grip of the GP100 over that style, but Taurus puts those on so many of their guns, and then there's a lot that they don't. But yeah, they do have some really. They do have some
Mine's got the
decent.
red rib.
What's that?
The Raging Hunter series.
That is
Raging
nice.
Hunter. Yeah, that's what is it? Sandhills has one or two of those, right?
He's got two. One in 22 and one in 357.
Yeah.
There you go,
Yeah,
guys. They're pushing $1,000. They're getting up there in price right now, though. But you are getting
if you
a lot of guns for the money.
If you look at these Taurus prices I've been seeing here, you're only talking like $100 less than a Smith.
Yeah, the one I was looking at was like maybe
Ruger.
100 less than a GP100. If you look at the actual retail price,
Now,
there might only be $100 difference between the two. Which for some people that matters, but yeah.
If the Taurus has a feature on it that isn't on the Smith or Ruger, I can see somebody saying, yeah, I want this Taurus. Or if you've had maybe better customer support from Taurus than Smith or Ruger, even though I don't see how that would happen, I think they're all pretty good, then I could see somebody. But otherwise, for $100, I'd rather get the Smith or Ruger. Now, it's not the Nock Taurus either. Some of these, well, at least back in the day, they had revolvers chambered in calibers that nobody else was making. Nowadays, everybody's on board with all these oddball calibers.
Well, here's the thing: Taurus is doing really good with their revolvers. Though. Look at those. Those are for the newer people who want that kind of tactical look. Like that thing.
Well, these are adapted for hunting too, so they're going to offer you the features like the pick rail and also the porting and adjustable sights, and
But at the price point compared to a Smith with those features, it's more than $100 difference. Now you're talking the regular revolvers, yeah.
Anybody I know of that's had a Taurus has liked it. A revolver.
Yeah.
At some point.
Go ahead, Script.
Well, I was going to say at some point a Raging Hunter or a Raging Bull is on the list there to get. Now, but remember when the Raging Bull was available in calibers that nobody else had, and now everybody else has those,
454 Castle, number one. Right on top
well, they had the Raging Hornet, they had the Raging 30. I mean, who the heck walks around with a 30 carbine revolver? Well,
a lot of people do. It's called 30 Super Carry, Squid.
Jimmy would.
I can't wait till they do 30 Super Carry in a revolver. I'm going to be the first one on board. Taurus, I'll be in the pocket of Big Taurus if they make a 30 Super Carry revolver. Right?
That right there, that's a good looking revolver right there.
That's a good looking revolver.
Ultralight
my ultralight is just like the Hunter series 44 Magnum, but it's a heck of a lot more light, I'll tell you. And that thing, as you could see in that video that I did, it's got a respectable recoil on it. That became my dedicated 44 special pistol.
That excess weight on a 44 Magnum gun serves a good purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard that with the ones made out of scandium or the lighter weight guns, that for carrying it's easier because it's not that weight you're carrying around all day. But then when you go to shoot it, it's pretty snappy. So it's a trade-off. What do you want? You're not likely to draw it and shoot it. So carrying it around is really what you're doing. Do you want to reduce the weight? But then if you do have to use it, and then I hear people say, I'll have the adrenaline going so I won't notice it. Maybe you won't, but if you go down to the range to practice with this thing, after a day at the range, you'll notice it.
Well, let's be honest here. Where are you carrying these things? I mean, you walking down the woods where you might run into a bear, or are you walking where you're going to have to deal with people? 44 Special is going to do the job.
Well, Squib, you said something that I get a lot of crap when I tell some people this, but you're talking about, are you going to shoot it and practice with it? If you're going to carry it, in my opinion, I don't care what people say, your carry gun should be one you shoot as much or more than what you shoot your range.
Right.
Yeah. Like if you're going to carry a gun and only shoot it twice a year.
Hunting.
Warsaw Patriot says, if I had to pick, I'd have a Desert Eagle and 357 mag. I'm not a fan of the crazy big mother calibers. Yeah, I tested a Desert Eagle and 357 Magnum. I loved it. And they do have specific ammo they recommend you shoot through it for the best reliability possible. They also say that there's possibilities that you could have malfunctions for the first couple hundred rounds until I think it's broken in. There's a lot of metal there. I did have a couple failure to feeds. I think I had 2 out of probably 50. But it was still fun to shoot. It was nice having, I don't remember what the capacity was, like a 12-round capacity or something, a 357 mag. And they also do a 44 mag also for Desert Eagle.
The 44 mag Desert Eagle kicks like a 9mm. And somebody might go, well, it's heavy. Okay, it's heavy, and the system in it is
it's like an AR-15. It has like a gas system with twin recoil springs. A lot of people don't realize that. And if you want to see something neat, watch my cleaning video on the Desert Eagle. Just kind of curious what they look like under the hood. It'll really surprise you. They also get really freaking dirty because of the gas port system in them. God, it was like 25 rounds, and it took me like an hour to clean the dang thing. Yeah.
I don't have a heck of a lot of interest in the Desert Eagle. I don't particularly care for the way they look, but I would like to have an auto mag.
Yeah.
That's a nice gun. Friend of mine, before he passed away down in Texas, he got a hold of a 475 Wildie. And at the same time that he got a hold of this 475 Wildie, he bought the accessory barrel in 44 auto mag. I don't think he put probably a box of ammunition through that 475 before he passed away, and I don't think he shot that 44 auto mag accessory setup at all. But boy, you want to talk about paying some money? That boy paid over $2,500 for that pistol.
Oh, the auto mag now is $4,500.
Oh yeah, especially the collector's edition.
No, I'm talking about the new ones. They're making them again.
Oh, the new one. Oh, okay.
They were a few months ago. But I've never heard of anybody that's had one that said it'd run through a full mag without having a malfunction.
They are finicky.
What, the Desert Eagle?
They are.
No, the 44 auto mag.
Oh, the auto mag. I'm sorry. I'm sitting typing a comment for somebody here. So I don't know.
Kind of a Dirty Harry fan. I mean, he had that. He had the 6.5 29.
Yep.
Sarge did a video on it a few months ago. I'm going to go ahead and post it over there in the live chat. It's pretty good. I mean, the reproductions they're making today, I guess somebody said that they've been making these for a few years, but they actually went to the lengths to make the exact same gun that was in the movie, because a lot of people wanted that, and in the past that wasn't always available. But I'm gonna go ahead and post a link. He did a pretty good job with that video.
Yeah. And I was standing right in front of a gun case at a truck stop there. The guy had a beautiful display of firearms at that place. When it changed hands, all that stuff went away, unfortunately. But he had a signature series, 44 auto mag with Clint Eastwood's signature engraved in the side of it. That thing was gorgeous.
So, and I guess the mother of all revolvers, we got to talk about BFR before we go. The biggest, finest revolver made with pride in the USA.
Don't they
by
have
Magnum
a 4570?
Yeah, you can go. Here's your options, guys. 30-30, 444 Marlin, 450 Marlin, 45 Colt, 410, 4570 Government, 460 Smith & Wesson, and 500 Smith & Wesson.
Yep.
What's the capacity of the 4570? I'm kind of curious what that holds.
I mean, do you really need too many?
6.
Is it actually 6?
Are you going to make it through all?
No,
6?
5.
5 or 6. 500. You can get 500. Was it line ball guys or Linbaugh?
Yep. Line ball.
Line ball. 475 line ball. 500 JRH, whatever that is.
Did he fire 6 or only 5? Well, at 4570.
If you guys go to UGEtube's channel, I think he's tested these before. So yeah. I wonder what 4570 would feel like through that thing. I'm kind of curious how. What's that? I'm
going to ask Squib a question while I'm thinking about it. Can you guys, you say you got a straight wall limitation. Can you guys shoot stuff like 444 or 4570 up there?
I don't think so. I think that's too long. It's a 1.8 inch. So I think 450 Bushmaster is the biggest thing we can use. Then 4570 is longer than that. So
we're limited to an 1.5 inch long case.
Okay. Yeah. So what he's talking about is in lower Michigan, where most of the population lives. If you're hunting down here, you can use a straight wall cartridge, but it can't be over 1.8 inches in length. So 44 mag, 450 Bushmaster, 350 Legend, 357 Magnum, stuff like that you can use for deer hunting. If you go up north, you can use bottleneck cartridges and things like that. So I've thought about going deer hunting with my AK up north.
Yeah.
So it looks like there was a Magnum Research BFR and 450 Bushmaster.
Oh. Yeah.
That might be your unicorn gun right there. So. Yeah, Hootie looks like Hootie who tested it.
Yeah, well, some people get that stuff. Man,
very expensive
look at that
gun.
Thing. Look at that thing. Yeah, that's awesome,
I mean,
man.
look at the size of that barrel. You don't need a rifle. You just take that.
No, just
That's right.
absolutely.
That's
man,
right.
SBR that.
Now,
SBR
don't get
that.
me
Put a
wrong.
stock on the back of it. SBR it. Vertical grip.
I've taken a deer with a 1911 before, but I would like to take a deer with the revolver. As a matter of fact, I've thought about taking my walker during black powder muzzle loading season for deer and using that, because this is a horse pistol. This was designed to drop a horse. So if it'll drop a horse, it'll drop a deer. And there's some places where I take 35-yard shots at deer because I don't know about the accuracy after 50 yards. I know it'll reach out past that, but I don't know about the accuracy, or at least my accuracy with it. So I've thought about in some of these wooded areas where I can get a closer shot. The deer are a little bit more skittish, but I can get a closer shot. I've thought about using the walker just to see. I mean, if I miss, oh well. But if I can get one, I mean, that's something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Now, Squib,
Oh,
you call it a horse pistol because they designed it to take down horses, or was it a horse pistol because you needed a horse to carry it?
Well, real men will carry it on their belt, but yeah, they did put these. They put pommel holsters on the saddles and carried a pair of these. The Rangers would get issued a pair, and they would because carrying them around all day, they did get heavy and whatnot. But it was actually designed to take out, and I know there's animal lovers out there going, how can you shoot a horse? You're trying to win a battle. You're trying to get your enemy to stop fighting. You're trying to win. You're going to do whatever it takes.
Well, the law behind that was if a rider was at full gallop and he got trapped or his leg caught him in the stirrup, so he could not escape that horse running at full gallop, he had to stop the horse, so he had to shoot it. So they come up with a caliber that would eliminate the situation right now.
Hey, before we get too far, though, Travis, you don't want to shoot that 450 Bushmaster revolver because you will definitely break your glasses this time.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Just like I almost did with the upper.
Eye relief.
Not with
eye relief.
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't
experience.
expect it to kick as hard as it kicked. I was right up on the optic, and it pushed back about an inch and a half. And
it's got 3.5 inch eye relief.
Yeah, I just didn't realize I could have held it back a little bit further. I'm just snug up on him, like, we're gonna be good. Well, it's more the gun rotating back and out and less like straight back. It was kind of more of like a jump. But
sorry, I
that's
couldn't resist on
that was
that
just
one.
the first shot. So
it was just easy.
Yeah.
Is that Bushmaster rimless or rimmed?
Rimless.
Rimless. Yeah. So
no damn rimless cartridge belongs in a revolver.
450 Bushmaster, keeping optometrists in business.
Absolutely.
And surgeons.
It hit me in the nose. It didn't hit my glasses, but it could have been bad. So here's the same company that does the Windicator. They do the Bounty Hunter, which is in 22 LR or Magnum, 357, 44 mag, and 45 Colt.
Yeah, they
you
come
can
at
get
a
it
good price
in
point.
color case hardened finish, which they don't have a picture of, but I wish they did. And they got blue, black, and they've also got nickel. So I don't know what do you have any idea what the price is on that one? Shane, do you know?
I think they're about the same as their Windicator price point. Let me see.
I would imagine it's going to be more expensive.
They're pretty reasonable guns.
Yeah, the Windicator is what, sub $400 revolver. I was going to go back and show it off because they've got different styles. They've got different barrel lengths: 2-inch, 4-inch, or 6-inch. The 6-inch, I've never seen the 6.
That looks
the 4s
nice.
are a little hard to find. A lot of the ones that were coming in initially were just like the 2-inch model. And then somebody had said the 4s maybe were cut down 6s or something like that, and the crowning was really ugly on the end of them. But that's kind of what they did when they brought them over. So you can get those in black or nickel. MSRP 409 on black.
I blowed up a Ruger. I ain't gonna buy no lesser guns.
So you get 357 mag black.
That's what I have right there.
Yeah, you got this one right here.
Yep.
That's not bad looking.
Yeah, it's a decent little revolver. Like I said, the double action trigger is a little bit hard, a little heavy, but
pretty much what my old lady's Rossi looks like.
Yeah. Maybe. I wonder if they kind of base the designs kind of off each other, or they just kind of clone each other a little bit.
The Rossi's a clone of the Smith.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm looking at the one you just the Wyrick
Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, that's they're in the mid 500 range.
Okay.
But they're German engineered. They're a little bit better than I just thought it was kind of a nice looking gun.
Seems
if they have a case hardened finish, that'd be cool, man. HRUCH. I was going to see if I can find a picture of it with the case hardened finish and just kind of look at it real quick. But yeah, I mean, that's not bad to get one in, 44 mag for under $600. Yeah.
Oh, they're pretty.
Yep.
Actually, I honestly prefer the double action.
There we go.
The grip on like the Smith & Wesson has to the single action rears. That plow handle grip lends itself to wrenching in your hand more.
Yeah.
And with really hot stuff, you can bite yourself in the finger if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything like that, I'd put a set of pack my decelerators on it. It's a whole lot better grip on that revolver with that type of grip on it.
Yeah, so that's just a little bit of what's out there, man. We really covered the gamut today of the different revolvers that are out there. So, and I mean, obviously you want to do your research and see if there's any models out there that have any problems, but definitely make sure you do some research before you get one. Travis T says 3030 just seems ridiculous, so I freaking love it. Yeah, and the BFR.
Gun Snob. He fired one. I don't know if it was his or if it was one for test fire, but he had that on his channel there. I watched his video there. It was pretty interesting. BFR 3030.
Tell you what, if we ever manage to cross paths somewhere where we can shoot a gun, be sure to ask me to shoot my Vaquero 44 Magnums to 5.5 inch barrels.
Oh yeah.
Just come to Nebraska in June.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Nebraska ever.
I'm headed to Kansas, Baxter Springs, Kansas again. I just went out there and came back on this last trip. That's a nice run.
Oh yeah, it really opens up quite a bit once you go south. Once you kind of get, especially when you get into Kansas, it's a lot less congested and stuff. But yep.
I'm always going through Ohio.
The word you're looking for, Travis, is boring.
Boring? Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, I'd say driving through.
The only difference between Missouri and Nebraska is Missouri has more trees. That's pretty much it. So yeah.
Driving through Illinois to get to Nebraska is pretty boring. I stopped for fuel, and
you don't notice much of a geography difference between. I remember taking the train all the way down to Orlando, and it seemed like Nebraska through Iowa through Illinois, like it was just all flat farmland basically until you got kind of south into
You get rolling hills once you get to Iowa, and
true. Yeah,
and they have brownells.
If you go south of Interstate 70 in Illinois, you'll find it looks completely different from the rest of this flat ass state.
Yeah, I've gone right through. I went through there this last trip.
You know what?
70 out. I hate Indiana on I-70s. That thing will beat the snot out of you.
When I drive through Illinois to get to another state, I like having as many guns as possible in my truck because some of them could be questionable, but I'll just say FOPA. I'll say FOPA.
I travel anywhere I travel. I like to have as many guns as possible.
Yeah.
I was going to look this up real quick.
I'm not.
Dad found you one. Go ahead, guys.
I'm not glorifying Illinois. No, man. My game plan is ASAP to get to southern Missouri. I want out of this place. I hate it.
All things being equal, though, Nebraska, I think, is a lot nicer place to go than Illinois.
Well, good. Then we won't be much more than neighbors, Squib, when you get there.
Absolutely. That's right. I told Tony, I said he'll be about half the distance he is right now from me. So, and we got Foos kind of the halfway point between us. So, yeah. So here, Defense had found one of those guys. Bounty Hunter, 357 mag, 4.5 inch barrel, color case hard finish, 6 rounds, 445.
Not bad.
Yeah. And it's new old stock, so yeah.
I never really touched on it, but I got a couple of Uberti 1875 Outlaws in 45 Colt. Those things are quite fun to shoot.
Mm-hmm. Checking the Uberti
they don't have Magnum behind them, but still.
Yeah. There we go.
I've got to do a video on that Ruger Vaquero that I've got 45 Colt. That thing is beautiful. It's engraved the whole 9 yards. She's a pretty one. That one is kept in the sack.
He's kind of pushed the price envelope a little bit, but
yeah, but those are reproductions there, and that's
Yeah.
what you're paying for. I'd like to get one of those Smith & Wesson number 3s in 44 Russian, and I want to say it's like $1,400. Eventually, I will get it. Yes, I will.
The U-Birdies are doing a good job with them.
Dude, they look really nice. Yeah, very nice actually. This is really nice. I'm a sucker for color case hardened anything. So ever since I got my Henry in it, it's once you get it, it's like, oh, this looks cool. Whether you want to keep it as wall hanger or just want to show it off. So,
well, I will give them that their color case hardening doesn't look anywhere near as good as the original stuff back in the day.
Yeah. This looks very authentic from like museum pieces. It's kind of blotched, That kind of reminds me of. You can tell with the Henrys, it's kind of like torch applied. It kind of has like bands on it, almost like a tiger stripe kind of finish. And every receiver is going to be unique because they have that outsourced. They have that done, with a different company outside of Henry that actually does the case hardening for them to finish.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they're using charcoal and bone anymore.
No, I don't think so. Probably not. No. It's probably some sort of chemical application, and then they torch it to give it that finish. It still looks great, but still,
flame blue and flame.
I think the barrel is just blued, but then the receiver is got the color case on it. So, and it wasn't much more to go that route versus the other octagonal barrel with the all blued finish. I mean, I think I paid like maybe honestly like $79 more, $100 more to get the color case finish on it. So, yeah, some really nice models, man. He's got a lot to offer too. So. And Tony, have those been pretty reliable for you? They've been pretty rock solid?
Yeah, I've not had any problem with them.
Yeah.
I've got 5 different ones from them. The couple of them are black powder, and I don't shoot them, but the cartridge guns all work fine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they've got something for everyone here. I mean, they got some really neat finishes, the Old West.
One of the 2 I got I think I bought it used, and it had some trigger tweaking done because it's got a trigger that's less than a pound.
Oh God! Okay,
that's light.
It's dangerous.
Set your finger on to be ready. Yeah.
I don't take it out when I got people out wanting to shoot them because I don't want that one out there as an option.
Yeah.
But at some point, I'm going to buy a new hammer and fix it. But it's too damn light. But the gun, geez, they're gorgeous.
Yes, they are.
I'm just checking to see what the low end of a Uberti is, like what it costs to buy in on one of these. I'm looking in the 6s.
If you want a cartridge,
I'm looking at the cartridge models.
For black powder, you'll pay less, but
yeah,
if it uses cartridges, you're gonna pay
$629. Well, $599. There. I mean, that's compared to if you get a Ruger with a similar design, like say a Vaquero, you're going to be paying. And this one's chambered at 9mm. Wow, that's crazy. But if you get a Vaquero, you're probably looking at $700 or $800, if not more.
A 9mm single action Army.
Wouldn't that be sacrilege?
I don't know. 9mm 1911 is, but
ooh, shots fired! It's got the case hardened finish, so we're gonna let that one. We're gonna give that one a pass. We're gonna let that one go. So, yeah, it looks like $599 is pretty much your buy-in. You can get a 45 Colt if you wanted also the Cattleman too.
You could get a drill and make that thing 38.
4440. 4440.
The ombre. There you go. The Stallion. The Stallion, maybe 549. There you go. The Stallion.
I'm kind of interested in the 4440.
Now that Stallion model, since it's made by Uberti, would that be the Italian Stallion?
That's what they should call it, unless that's a registered trademark with Stallone. But yeah, the Italian Stallion.
So every time you shoot, they go, Adrian!
This is the pimped up Ruger Wrangler is what this is. So. You get Adrian etched in the barrel, like tattooed on the barrel.
That's what you name it. Yeah, that's what you name it.
Adrian? Her name's Adrian. God. We have way too much free time. So all right.
You're the one who put this page up there.
What's that?
I said you're the one who put the page up there.
I know. It's my fault. I opened the box.
9mm single action, the Italian Stallion. Jeez.
Checking out the posts here, the poll that we had, 357 Magnum, which of the following do you prefer? 57% was 357 mag, 25% was 44 mag, only 8% was 454 Casull, And then 11% was 500 anything. I didn't put a 600 up there because you only get 4 options. But yeah, Tommy Gunn says, isn't that called rust bluing? No. Color case hardened finish is an actual. I mean, it's a protective finish. It's like a chemical flame treatment essentially, or however they did it. You know, back in the day, you said bones and gunpowder and magical chance or whatever they used to make it happen. So
back in the days, they would put it mix charcoal and rust together or bone together, and light it with the parts you wanted to harden in it. It's a hardening procedure.
You gotta wonder who discovered that and how. Like, bring me some chicken bones and some charcoal. Let's just grind it up and just see what happens when we light it on fire. You know,
sword makers and knife makers.
Okay,
that's like katanas. Like that's how they used to harden stuff with some clay too.
I was thinking drunk cowboy who accidentally dropped his Colt in the fire.
Yeah.
That's an old technique for blade making.
Here's the second mic drop. Sorry, Dizzard Gary, but it rains bugs driving through Kansas, dude. Western or Nebraska is the same way on I-80 in the summertime. It just coats the car, man.
Yeah,
like I kind of give up on car washes because it just eventually comes off with winter. So
if it's the fall and they're harvesting, it also rains rocks out of the back of those trucks.
Yep.
All those, the tandem.
Oh yeah, I've had windshields broken from
rain
that.
Or something in there, and
I followed rain trucks before they didn't have the cover on, so your car gets pelted by corn kernels the whole time.
Okay, maybe that was corn kernels, but I'm telling you what, when it was hitting the windshield, I'm going, the rocks. Just so who knows, but yeah, fall in Nebraska, just be ready to get a new windshield.
Yeah.
And Gabriel said,
"Sure, your insurance covered."
Living in Nebraska, well, when I had my Jeep, the windshield was pretty much upright. I honestly went through probably 4 or 5 over 13 years. It's just every other year I had the stupidest stuff that would break my windshield too. It's because the windshield mount thing was almost upright, so you had very little deflection off of it, like you get with a lot of different vehicles. But yeah,
I'm 47 years old. I've lived in Nebraska all my life in my parents' farm. I've broken exactly one windshield. How exactly close?
I had one happen. I was going through town and a truck passed and it flung a rock at my windshield. The second time, my ex-wife was going to this Woman of the Outdoors camp, and something drove by and hit the windshield, and it just shattered it like a tennis ball. Like I don't know if a rock came off another vehicle. When you do a lot of Interstate 80 driving and you've got a fairly upright windshield, that's just the nature of the beast. You know, that's just how it is. You know,
I can answer that question for Defense Dad. I've seen you drive, dude. You dodge and weave between the rocks.
I've only broken one.
My brother went through a grasshopper cloud in Iowa.
I had an 86 Chevy half ton. I broke it between here and Omaha.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it. We're going to wrap this one up. So, for the last almost 2 hours now, we've been talking revolvers, big bore revolvers, larger caliber revolvers, our favorites, not so favorites. You know, everybody kind of has their own preference. I would just say picking one out, you know. If you don't want to take any chances, just go with some of the big name companies, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Colt, if you want to spend the money. You're probably going to expect the most refinement and best kind of fit and finish overall on those kinds of revolvers. But there's nothing wrong with, if you want to get yourself a Taurus, or, you know, if you've only got the money for a Charter Arms or whatnot, you know. Maybe if you get a chance to do some testing before you buy it, you might find yourself not as accurate with the snub nose as you wish you were. You know, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot that I've tried, and I've got some that I personally like. For me, the GP100 is tops for a 357 Magnum. That's what I would probably get overall. But Taurus makes some really neat ones, but you get into a situation where there's only maybe $100 price difference, and for some people it makes a big deal, and for others it doesn't. So it's pretty much going to come down to your own preference. But again, 357 mag is always a good place to start because you've got 38 special you can run through it, or 38 special plus P. You know, if you want to lighten it up just a little bit, ammo's not cheap unless you reload. But again, that's kind of going to be my recommendation all across the board. So. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and let this one go. We're going to let the panelists go ahead and get us our final plugs. A shout out to Foos, who was here for a little while. Foos, thanks for being here, man. I do appreciate it. And I think everybody else that's here has been here since we basically started. So we're going to let Tony go ahead and give us his final shout out and plug. Tony, is there anything you want to say before we go?
Well, you afraid you're cutting in on my nap time?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tony doesn't get his nap. He's very grumpy. And I just want to make sure you don't take it out on Jimmy because he doesn't deserve it. So
yes, he does. But hey, if you're going to deal with these guns, 44 Magnum is the base starting point. just keep that in mind.
Okay.
Otherwise, just check out the early watch Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays if Jimmy gets on.
It's not called the early watch. It's called the New World Order podcast.
It don't matter.
Right?
You'll find it.
New Day podcast.
It is the New Watch podcast. Is
New Watch World Order podcast, sponsored by 30 Super Carry.
Yeah, right.
Federal.
I just said I wouldn't touch something like that.
Absolutely. Yep. Gotcha, man. All right, man. Well, guys, make sure you get over there and subscribe to that podcast. Not for kids, but definitely something entertaining. If you want something to listen to, just a variety of topics they cover. You know, these guys are awesome, so check it out.
Yeah, it's definitely not safe for work.
No, don't play it at work. And if you've got kids, it's not child friendly. So it's but again, you listen to whatever you want to listen to. But yeah.
Can't tell you how many times I've heard the listeners saying the lady at the drive-thru at the McDonald's is blushing right now.
Oh, you guys have had some pretty funny ones, man. I'll tell you, I can't even say some of it. So if you want that, you guys got to go check it out yourself if you really want to enjoy it. So. Yeah. All right, okay, let's go ahead and continue. Single shot. Anything to say before we go?
Well, I've had a lot of experience with revolvers, single and double action. But about the biggest thing that I could say is try them before you buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Have a chance to get something that's going to be comfortable for you to handle, not just shoot, but handle. Because there is a lot of variance out there. Different grips, different style of the grip frame itself, etc., single or double action. Try them out, and see what you think of them. Like I say, I shot a lot of them, and right up to the big bore calibers, 44, 454, 500 Smith & Wesson. I put them all across there along with the 4570 and the 444 Marlin off the Encore frame. So big bore is not a stranger to me. But everybody take care, be safe, enjoy the day. It's a beautiful day here in Maine. I'm headed down to the bank and down to the store. I got to pick up a few things.
Go take out some money so you can go buy that stallion.
Oh yeah.
go get that Uberti stallion. So get it.
That would be nice.
Yep. Absolutely.
But watch the channels, YouTube, Single Shot, and Rumble, Day Wolf. Everybody take care. God bless. America moves by truck. Thanks for the invite.
No problem, man. It's been a good discussion. All right, Squibload, anything to say before we go?
Yeah, if you're interested in black powder firearms, 19th century firearms, learning a little bit of some gunsmithing tips and tricks, if you're interested in some history, if you like big bore black powder like Colt Dragoons, go ahead and check out Snapper's Antique Firearms Unlimited, or SNAFU if you want to go for an acronym. I'll go ahead and post a link out here in the live chat. Go ahead and give them a look. I think you'll like what he's got if you're into that sort of thing. I know that's kind of a niche thing. Not everybody's into these old guns or reproductions of old guns, but if you want to see real 19th century firearms restored and fired out in the beautiful Nevada desert, go check out his channel. I think you'll like what he's got.
It's cool, man. And like I said, I can't wait to learn how to shoot my black powder revolver this summer. I think it's going to be a good time. So
yeah, we'll definitely make a lot of smoke.
Oh yeah. We'll give everybody a heads up. Hey, smoke coming in. So all right, make sure you guys get over there and subscribe to the Squibload channel. Like and subscribe, mash that bell, thumbs up, share it all over the place, tweet it, let your family know Squibload's got the channel that you guys want to go watch. So make sure you get over there and do that, and you'll be happy. You'll be happier. All right, and last but not least, the one and only Defense Dad. Defense Dad, anything you want to say?
Good show. Had fun. That's about
Absolutely, man. And again, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get yourself a decent revolver. You can start, little if you want to, work your way up the food chain or whatever. So. But yeah.
So that's one thing I will say is for people new to shooting, you don't have to go out and spend $1,000 on a gun. I'm not saying don't do it, but if you can find one for $400 or less that you might sell later, then find out if you like it or not.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Right on, man. Okay, so we'll have another episode of Caliber Corner on Thursday. It's going to be the weekly episode. I might just pick one of these particular revolvers because I've tested all these, or maybe focus on this whole list that I played around with and kind of share my experiences with it. Maybe continue the revolver discussion, or maybe talk black powder. I don't know. So it's going to be a good little chat. That'll be Thursday at 6 o'clock Central Time. And then also we've got, let's see, G23's got a show today. Make sure you guys go check that out. Rick's Life as I See It should have a show this afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure you guys get over there and check out Rick's podcast. A lot of good entertainment. There's nothing on TV worth watching anymore, so you might as well just listen to podcasts and watch your gun videos on YouTube and be happy. So, or just get out and go to the range, go do some shooting, quit watching TV, put the video game controller down, take your kids out, go to the range, go have a good time. That's the message that we want to send out to everybody. So, otherwise, I think that's about it, guys. Make sure you check out my channel, Travis P11. Got a lot of great content, lots of playlists and stuff that you can check out, and lots of cleaning videos and so on. But in the meantime, I want you guys to have fun. I want you to be safe. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.
Bye, Alicia.